In recent weeks, I've had quite a few people ask me, have you seen Nope? Bryan, you've got to see Nope. Have you seen the new Jordan Peele film? It's awesome, this, that and the other. Those who know me, I wasn't particularly enamoured in the way that a lot of people were with Peele's two previous movies, but you know, I heard this was sci-fi. I like sci-fi. I thought I'll give it a shot. So I did. I watched Nope. Yeah, this is a very good film. I'll say that much. But I'd like to be able to say it's a very good film, but it's deeply flawed. And it's just like, I feel like that's the case with all of Peele's work so far. I find him to be incredibly overrated. Now, that's not to say he doesn't make good films. I think he does make good films. They are interesting. But so far, he's not made anything that, when you put it under close scrutiny, doesn't start to fall apart. And I feel like a lot of people gloss over many of the things with his movies that for me just, they just kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit. Follows the story of this brother and sister who, they own this ranch and their father is killed. Stuff just starts falling from the sky. Weird stuff, coins, keys. And he takes one through the head. The film's really like, well, okay, what caused that? It's established pretty early on that there's some kind of UFO thing going on. So what we're doing here is we've got Peele taking his cues from like Twilight Zone kind of things, you know, 1950s B-movie sci-fi type movies. And just doing his own thing with it. There's a character in this film played by Stephen Ewan, and we see him as a child, played by a different actor, of course, and then as an adult, he lives in this town. Now, he was a child star for this TV show that starred a chimp, and the chimp went absolutely nuts and just, did a number on the studio, took out a few people. It's a metaphor, basically. Now, unfortunately, whether this just indicates my own stupidity, could very well do, it's a metaphor that went completely over my head and actually took me down a different route of thought, different train of thought as to where I thought it was going. So that by the time I got to the end of the film, I was left a little bit confused, quite frankly, and wondering what that was all about. Now, it wasn't until I watched the special features on the Blu-ray for which I watched this that said metaphor was explained to me by Jordan Peele. But I feel like if a director has to explain the metaphor to you, it was maybe not fleshed out well enough. Even knowing what that metaphor is all about, it doesn't really mesh with the rest of the material in a way that I find particularly satisfying. I feel like the monkey stuff would work well as a short film that makes the point that it's trying to make, and that's it. And I feel like it feels too detached from the rest of the stuff that's going on to really make me feel like it warrants being there. Ultimately, the film ends up being this play on the relationship between mankind and the natural world and our arrogance at thinking we can tame it. And at some point, that natural world is going to bite back. Now, that's great, and I think that message is handled really well in the monkey stuff. in this essentially this short film that's peppered throughout the main movie. I think that message is really well presented. I just don't think it's handled particularly well in the main story of this brother and sister dealing with this alien entity. I really don't feel like anybody would truly try to attempt to tame the alien. Like, you look at that thing and you think, no, that's what you'd think. I mean, at one point in the film, we have that scene in which Daniel Kaluuya's character is sat there going, nope, nope, nope. He can't accept it. I just like, no. And that's how most people would be. I don't think anybody would make any true attempt to try and tame this thing. So because of that, I feel like that stuff with the alien doesn't really mesh with what Peele is trying to say with the monkey. The monkey looks like something that it looks kind of human, you know, and it looks like something that maybe you could tame and get on our side. But that's the danger. That's the danger right there, is that you can't. Ultimately, it's a wild animal, and if you push it too much, it's gonna strike back. Whereas you look at the alien presence in this film, you look at it and you think, yeah, I'm not going near that thing. I ain't going to try and tame that. That thing would own me straight off the bat. And that's the problem. So because of that, I didn't get that message. I didn't get where that message with the monkey stuff fit in with the alien stuff. And instead, what actually happened is, because Peele uses a character, the child, as an adult in the alien stuff going on, I felt like that what was really going on there was going to be a twist with regards to how this guy is in league some way with the alien presence, and that all just gets a bit confused and muddled in a particular scene where something happens and then you realise, I actually don't know what's going on here. As I say, narratively, I think this is quite muddy. As all of Peele's stuff has been. I think his use of metaphors needs a bit more work, personally. They're either really heavy-handed or they're just not fleshed out enough. Now, that being said, this is a very well-made film. For everything on the technical level, the performances, I think Hoyte van Hoytema's cinematography is absolutely beautiful, as it always is. I think that Peele does get really good performances out of his actors. I think he knows how to frame a shot. He knows how to build tension within a sequence. There's one particular sequence in which Kaluuya's character comes face to face with these little aliens, and it has a bit of a twist in the end of it, but that sequence is quite tense and unnerving, I will say, because of the use of shadows and seeing things but not really seeing things. From that point of view, I can say that Peele's a good director. He believes in his material and he knows how to put it on screen, and in that regard, I think he's a very talented filmmaker. I just think from a writing standpoint, third film out of the gate has the same problem his previous two films did, which is that certain things are either not fleshed out enough or certain things are just way too heavy-handed and on the nose. I'm torn with this. It is a 4-star film for me. Just about. I was close to dropping it down to 3.5, but I do think it is a very, very well-made film from a technical standpoint, and it does get me kind of engrossed. But again, like I say, I get to the end of it and I start mulling it over, going over things in my mind, and I'm just thinking it doesn't quite work as well as I think Peele thinks it does. There you go. I'm in the minority on that one, I guess. But yeah. Nope. What did you think of it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, cracking.